It's funny how a lot of people talk a lot of smack, and then when you go live, they never show up. They never show up, but they got a lot to say in your comments, but they don't have nothing to say to you one-on-one. But let's get into it. Should black celebrities really help the black community? I mean, let's look at it. The Colin Kaepernick, this is what I feel. If you're black celebrities wanna talk, they wanna talk a good game. You know, they want to talk a good game. They want to get on TV. They want to talk about injustice. They want to protest in their own way. They want to wear Black Lives Matter shirts, racial equality. Like, they're being told how to protest. They're being told what to say. Because most black celebrities who went on this Black Lives Matter kick, except Colin Kaepernick, they all came from the ghetto. They all came from the hood. They know what the real problem is in the hood and the ghetto. The real problem in the hood is not the damn police. They know ain't no LeBron James saying that every day black people wake up worrying about if a police officer is gonna red rum them. That's a lie. No black person. When black people in the hood wake up, they're praying to see their ops. They're praying that they can unalive another black man today. That's what they get up talking about. Can I unalive another black man? I pray that I see my ops today. I pray that, I hope I see so-and-so today. If I see so-and-so today, and if I see so-and-so today, I'm going to have to put them bullets in them. Because you know why no one's on my live? Because this is the realest live that you ever going to hear. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't got time to play games and placate to y'all. See, y'all want someone to placate and play games with y'all. That's not what I do. I don't got time to be dressing up, asking you to give me money or give me likes, because I don't care about that or anything else. I don't want your money. I don't want your likes. If only 3 people listen to me, I'm fine with that. I ain't going to stop my live to say if I don't get 100 people in the room, we're going to end the live. I ain't going to say another word until something. No, because this is real. I ain't out here trying to get your money. I don't need your money. I ain't out here trying to be famous. I ain't trying to be famous. In fact, when I worked in juvenile hall, I used to tell the kids every day, I hope to come to work one day and they say they don't need me no more. Because ain't no more kids coming to jail no more. All the kids got their life together. That would be the greatest day of my life if I came to juvenile hall and they said, we don't need you no more. We don't got no more kids. See, some people y'all be following, all they want is your money. They don't care about the community. They don't care about black people. Like these celebrities that y'all so in love with. Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Okay, fine. Why didn't you take some money and buy some land? Do you know in Texas, they got developers in Texas who are building condominium townhomes. And they're not selling them, they're renting them. Why did all of these black celebrities who run around here running their mouth talking about Black Lives Matter and the police are doing this to black people, why didn't they get together, pool their resources, buy some land, and sell homes to black people at a cheap price? Why do you got celebrities talking about the banks are racist? Well, if the banks are racist and they're not loaning money to black people, why don't y'all pool your resources and you loan money to black people? Huh? But the problem in the black community is we worship these celebrities because they do something that we wanted to do. We wanted to be football players. We wanted to be basketball players. We wanted to be rappers. So we worship them and we give them a pass. Then they should keep their mouth shut. If you can spend your money however you want to, then you should keep your mouth shut. When someone gets killed by the police, don't say nothing. No one will call you out. If someone gets done injustice by a white person or the government, don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Because what is talking doing? What is you getting on ESPN or you at your concert talking about the injustice doing? What is that doing? If you really care that much, why don't you help us build schools? Why don't you help us build businesses? Why don't you help us purchase land? Why don't you help us start a credit union? Keep your mouth shut. If you feel like it's your money, and which it is, then keep your mouth shut. Don't put your foot in your mouth talking about you care about black people, but all you want to do is talk. We got preachers for that. We got street advocates for that. People with money should help. If you got money, help. Don't talk, help. No one needs you to talk. We got Farrakhan to help us talk. If we want someone to talk, we'll let Farrakhan talk. Okay, we don't need no, like Malcolm X said, these people are not leaders, they're puppets. We're the only community that got athletes and entertainers as leaders. Other companies got businessmen, doctors, lawyers, politicians. We got athletes, and y'all wonder why we ain't going nowhere. Because look who speaks for us. Some dumb athlete who's controlled, who can't say nothing because he's worried that he'll get suspended. We got Kyrie Irving because he can't say nothing no more. He got suspended. You got Kanye West. He can't say nothing because they smacked him down. Why do we need these type of leaders? Why do we need these type of leaders scared to speak out on our behalf? You only say what your master lets you say. We don't need you as no leader. You're not a leader. You're a puppet. And you're a puppet for saying that it's their money. If it's their money, then shut up about the black community. Don't say nothing at all about the black community. Don't tell us how much the black people are getting killed by the police, and you won't help us. You won't help us build a school for our boys and girls. You won't help us start a credit union. You won't help us buy land. All you want to do is get on TV and run your mouth. If you got some way to help other than running your mouth, you should do it. If I had millions of dollars, I wouldn't be running my mouth. I would be doing something with my money to help you. If not, you would not hear me speak on your behalf. If I was a millionaire and I didn't want to help you, and they came to me and they said, hey, how do you feel about Black Lives Matter? I would say, I ain't got nothing to say about that. How do you feel about black people, the injustice being done to black? I ain't got nothing to say about that. Because I'm not giving you a dime. But if I'm going to give you a dime, then that gives me the right to speak on your behalf. But if I'm going to just hold my money and run my mouth, then I should be quiet. I should be quiet. If all I'm going to do is run my mouth and hold my money, I should be quiet. If I'm not going to put a dime into the black community, I should be quiet. No one wants to hear what you have to say. We got Farrakhan to speak for us. If we want someone to speak to us, we'll go to Farrakhan and let Farrakhan speak for us. We don't need you to speak for us. We don't need you to use our pain, our cause as your ticket to fame. Colin Kaepernick didn't give a damn about black people. He didn't care about black people. Tamir Rice got killed in 2014. It took him 2 years to kneel. He didn't care about Tamir. He didn't care until he got benched. Then he wanted to make a protest. I got to do something. After you stole your best friend's girlfriend, after you stole your teammate's girlfriend, now you got to do something for black people. After you took black people to Nike and made Nike $6 billion, he made Nike $6 billion off black people. And in return, Nike gave him $20 million. And he said he would pledge to give $1 million to charities, which was not even his own money. He didn't even go half on his own money. And the charities he gave money to, no one even heard of these people. No one even heard of the daughters of Assata Shakur. What are you doing? All of these, everyone he gave money to was a LGBTQ nonprofit. What the hell how are you helping black people? What the hell are you helping black people? Sure, if you don't like what I'm saying, hop off the live. Hop off the live if you don't like what I'm saying. You're just a hater. Go away. You know what I'm saying is true. He didn't help black people. He didn't buy no land. He didn't say, you know what, I'm gonna take $2 million and invest it in the poor neighborhoods and help black single mothers gain wealth. I'm gonna buy with my own money, and other people would accept. Y'all want to talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma? O.W. Gurley was a millionaire. O.W. Gurley took his own money and bought land, and he started to sell it to black people, and that's how they created Tulsa, Oklahoma. But who do we got? We got Puff Daddy and LeBron James want to make documentaries about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Don't make a damn documentary. Do what O.W. Gurley did. Don't make a documentary. We don't need to see what happened to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Why don't you imitate what O.W. Gurley did? Why don't you go out and buy some land and sell it to black people cheap, no matter of their credit? I'm not a hater. I'm being real with you. You got all of these celebrities. They don't care about you. You got Jill Scott. Jill Scott. Getting on. Jill Scott worth $10 million. $10 million Jill Scott is worth. But the best she can do for black people is write a poem. The best I can do for y'all is write a poem. All of these celebrities crying, coming to you with their problems. You got Monique coming to black people, asking black people to boycott Netflix. What do we get in return, Monique, for boycotting Netflix? What do we get in return, Tasha B. Henson, but because you came to us crying that you didn't get paid for The Color Purple? What do we get in return? See, the problem, black people, we're too wrapped up into celebrities. We're too wrapped up into celebrities' problems to understand they don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us. But they don't care about us. We're out here living off $50,000 a year with families. You think I care about the WNBA crying about they're underpaid? You're making $100,000 to play basketball. We got teachers out here making $30,000. We got teachers making $50,000 with families. You think I care that you are not making $1 million to play basketball? Do you think I care about LeBron James' salary negotiation for he can get another $120 million? And you have families out here with jobs that are life-sustaining, making less than $100,000, never going to see $1 million? You got people retiring, did it work for 40 years, and they're getting less than $1,000 to live off of. You got the government giving people $20 in food stamps. What the hell are they supposed to do with $20 in food stamps? And what athlete have you heard, what entertainer have you heard speak out against that? What one have you heard? You got people getting $20 in food stamps. What you going to do with $20 in food stamps? What you going to do with $20 in food stamps? Ain't nothing you can do with $20 in food stamps. Ain't nothing. What you gonna do? Go look at some food? That's all you can do with $20 is go look at some food. You can look at some food. You could buy one meal. One meal. You got the government cutting people's SSI checks. Cutting people's SSI checks. How the elderly supposed to live? Who's gonna say something for the elderly? The elderly can't even go to the hospital. The elderly can't even afford their medication. They can't afford their medication. They can't even afford their medication. But y'all worried about some celebrities who get paid to do nothing? And they don't even do that correctly. You get paid to play a game, and you got celebrities that don't even do that correctly. They don't even put the time into practice. They don't even care. You're getting all of this money, and you can't spend hours perfecting your craft. Some nights you don't even play. Some nights you don't even play. You say, I'm too tired to play. How many of you can go out and say, I'm too tired to go to work? I went to work yesterday. I can't go to work today. I need load management. Ain't no load management in the real world. Ain't no load management in the real world. We can't just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to set this day out. I'm going to set the day out. Load management. But they do. You wanted to run your body into the ground. Don't tell me you're tired. I'm tired. You getting $100 million and you tired? My body hurt. You getting $100 million. Imagine what a teacher is going through. A teacher who was only getting $40,000 to deal with these badass kids. They can't be like, I need load management. Yesterday was a real bad day for me. The kids was just you got people with real jobs. You got people with real jobs out here, jobs that matter. The pandemic showed you which jobs really was important to us. You couldn't suspend the police force during the pandemic. You couldn't suspend the doctors or the nurses during the pandemic. Who did you suspend? Athletics. Wasn't no athletics during the pandemic. That shows you it wasn't that important to you. That shows you that's not important. You can live without that stuff. You can live without athletics. The jobs that was important to you, they didn't get suspended. So why aren't these people? These was essential jobs. So why aren't these people making $1 million? Why ain't they making over $100,000? You think I'm gonna cry? Yeah, in a bubble. In a bubble. They played in a bubble. And they got suspended. They got suspended till someone came up with the idea, hey, let's play in the bubble. Let's play in the bubble. You got people with real jobs not making no money. Not making no money. No money. Teachers. You wonder why the police force is like they are? Most police forces underpaid and overworked. Underpaid and overworked. You have to work overtime in the police force to make over $100,000. If you ain't working overtime, you ain't getting over $100,000 as a police officer. A prison guard, you got to work overtime to get $100,000. If you want $100,000 as a prison guard, you got to work overtime. So we, to get $100,000, got to beat our bodies into the ground. We got to beat our bodies into the ground. They get $100,000 in 30 seconds, and they talking about they can't play tomorrow. I played a back-to-back. I can't play. I got back-to-back. I can't play. And then we out here idolizing them like they're some type of heroes. They're heroes to us. They heroes. They don't do nothing for you, but they like drug dealers who give out turkeys. How many coat drives are we gonna have in the black community? How many coat drives do y'all have to have in the black community to understand they don't work? How many turkey drives do you have to have in the black community to understand it doesn't work? How many toy drives, back to book bags? None of that stuff works. All of that stuff is Band-Aid solutions. All of that's Band-Aid solutions. People, every Thanksgiving, some rapper, some ball player, some entertainer wants to have a turkey giveaway. Like people don't got to eat 365 days out of the year. Only time they eat is Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's it. That's the only time people eat, Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like the homeless don't eat 363 days, the other 363 days. Where is that? That's what that's like. Like kids don't need toys 364 days out of the year. They don't need this and they don't need that. And most of these charities and foundations they set up, there's tax brackets. Why don't they? These are not solutions to our problem. If we don't have land, what's the use of having toys? What's the use of having book bags? We don't have land. We don't have land. What's the use of having it? If the black community doesn't have land, what's the use of you giving out free toys? So they can outgrow them? So eventually, if you don't have certain things set up in your community, all of that other stuff is Band-Aid solutions. It's Band-Aid solutions. If you don't have certain things in your community, giving out toys, giving out turkeys, giving out bicycles, that's all Band-Aid solutions. These celebrities, instead of trying to go with their own mind, they need to get with people in the communities and say, what do y'all need? How can we help you? And most of these people will tell you, we need a school. Don't give to Dr. Umar, because that dude has been trying to build a school since 2010 and he ain't built it yet. So people like him is the reason a lot of people don't give money, because you got a lot of con artists in the black community. And black people have to understand, you're going to have to put some money together too. You just can't let them black. If every black celebrity gave 5% of their income and black people put all their money into a black credit union, we can build what we need. Someone contacted me and said he owns a restaurant. I laughed at him. I said, there's about to be a food shortage. If you don't own land and you don't grow your own food, what's the use of owning a restaurant? What's the use of owning a restaurant? Because there's about to be a food shortage. You're serving unhealthy food in the first place. So, but if we had land and we grew our own food, we could make sure that our people was getting healthy food. Most people in the black community die of heart attacks. Y'all didn't know that, did you? The number one leading cause of death in America is heart attacks. The number one leading cause of death in the black community is heart attacks. So it's something with the way we are eating and not exercising. So we need to bring in fresh vegetables in our community. Not that shit we get at the corner store that we don't know how long it's been there. We need to have fresh grocery stores on every corner in the black community. Every church in the black community should have a vegetable stand, a fruit stand outside its doors. Every church in the black community should have a vegetable stand and a fruit stand outside its doors, serving the people healthy food. Serving the people healthy food. Making sure that the black community is getting healthy food. But we don't do that. You know why? How can we do that? Because most of the churches don't know how to eat to live. Most of the pastors pull up, they fat, get out, they get out of their Cadillac, they belly get out first, then they get out. They swing their legs out of the Cadillac, and then they swing their belly out of the Cadillac, and then they get out of the Cadillac. But yet, the black community, we say, we love Dr. Sebi, but we don't eat like Dr. Sebi told us to eat. Right? We don't eat like Dr. Sebi told us to eat. And in this time, in this time where money is short, growing your own food would help you financially. You actually know what you're growing if you grow your own food. You know what your children are eating. Because a lot of the time, the way our children are acting is because of what they're eating. I grow my own food. What our children our children, the sugar and the stuff in, most of y'all don't realize half the food we eat is banned in other countries. Half the food we eat is banned in other countries. That should tell you something right there. Why in England, bread, if your bread has too much sugar in it, they consider it a pastry. So you got bread over here in America that is on the level of donuts. Yeah, some of the bread you eating is on the level of donuts. And it's banned in England, or it's called a pastry. You go to England and they say that's a pastry. That's not bread, that's a pastry. They say that's a donut. But you come over here and they say that's bread. See? See? See what I'm saying? That's why you need to grow your own food. You need to grow your own food. You don't know what chemicals they spraying the vegetables on. I know a lot of us say we're vegetarians, we're vegans. What's the difference between an organic apple and a regular apple? An organic apple costs more than a regular apple, but they look the same. How do you know the difference? Because they put organic on one? You don't know if it's organic. And what's organic? Naturally grown? Right. Most of us are eating at McDonald's. McDonald's, how can a hamburger last 2 weeks? The bread like someone said, the bread should last 3 or 4 days. Right, Mexicans growing their own food. And what do you see Mexicans doing? Selling you their food. Mexicans are on farms selling you the food. You want good watermelon? Go find a Mexican, and you're gonna go to the store, buy a watermelon from the store, and buy a watermelon from the Mexicans, and tell me what the difference is. The watermelon from the Mexican tastes 100% different from the watermelon from the store. Go buy an apple from a Mexican and go buy an apple from the store. There's a big difference. I bought an apple from the store. It was this damn big, and it was just juice. It was just juice. It wasn't a regular apple. I have never tasted an apple that juicy before. Yeah, it's delicious because that's real food. That's what I'm telling you. That's real food. What we buying out of the store is not real food. That's not real food. That stuff we're buying out of store is not real food. That's why we need to grow our own food. You need to grow your own food. There's about to be a food shortage. There was an egg shortage. Some lady was on here. She bought an egg farm, and people was coming to her buying eggs. You know, you don't know what they're putting in the food, and I'm not going to start no conspiracy theories because I don't want no one to say, oh, I'm spreading misinformation. But all I'm saying is these celebrities, if they really want to help, they would really help. Giving toys. What does the Bible say? The Bible says, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat forever. And that's basically what happens in the black community. They give us a fish so we can eat for a day, but they won't teach us how to fish. And when I say they won't teach us how to fish, they won't help us build the institutions that would allow us to be self-sufficient. That's what I'm saying. So they would rather give you toys. They would rather give you books and backpacks, and they would rather give you something than to place something in the community that you can use to further your self-sufficiency. Am I lying? It's the same with the churches. Let's not lie about the churches. The churches are the same. The churches are the same. The churches would rather go out and feed the homeless than help the homeless get back on their feet. They'll rather go out here and some of these organizations, they'll rather go take blankets, they'll rather go give food than to help the homeless get back on their feet so they won't be homeless no more. So now you're enabling the homeless. So now instead of doing something for themselves, they know that you come around every day at 7 o'clock with some food. They know that you're going to come out every weekend with blankets. So they waiting for you to come out instead of getting up and doing something for themselves because you have not presented them with the opportunity to do anything for themselves. And most of these organizations prey on the homeless. And it's a damn shame. They prey on the homeless because they're only going out and going to the homeless because they're trying to convert new members. So you will see a lot of these organizations, they say, I do a lot for the homeless because they're trying to convert the homeless into a member of their organization. That's what they're doing. So you will see a lot of organizations come around Sunday with their vans, and they'll fill their van full of the homeless and take the homeless to their church, their mosque, their synagogue, or their meeting because they need people in the meeting. So who is it easier to get? It's easier to get a homeless person than it is a regular person. So I'm going to get this homeless person. I'm going to promise this homeless person some food after the meeting. So now my meeting looks full because I got a bunch of homeless people there. This is the truth. This is the truth. These organizations are not trying to get the homeless off of their feet because a lot of the homeless got mental illnesses. A lot of these organizations are not set up to deal with the homeless because they have mental illnesses, and your organization is not set up to deal with mental illness. A lot of these homeless people got ailments. Your organization is not set up to deal with ailments. So you're out here trying to fudge the numbers. That's basically what you're doing. You're fudging the numbers. You don't give a damn about them people because if you gave a damn about them people, you would start programs for them people. You would make sure that they're getting medical care. You would come out with your van and say, hey, who needs to go to the doctor? We're going to take you to the doctor. Who needs to go here? Who needs to go there? How can we help you get back on your feet? Trying to hook these people up with services. But you know, the funny thing in the black community is, as much as you hate white people, or y'all say white people are so racist, it's mostly white people who are doing the services. You don't see T.D. Jakes' church. As big as T.D. Jakes' church is, he don't got no government grant to open a homeless shelter. Geno Jennings, where's his grant to open a homeless shelter? But the Presbyterian Night Shelter, the Catholic Church, they got grants to open homeless shelters. Why don't black churches got the same grants? And they go out and they hire black people. So if you think about it, if a black church got a grant to open a homeless shelter, not only will they be helping the black community by helping the people in the community, they will be employing black people. So you win on 2 times. But we don't do that. We don't do that. Because we're not set up to deal with these people. Why don't these churches have a black nursing home? Why don't these churches have a nursing home? Why we got all these damn churches in our community in the first place? Why can't we use some of these buildings to have foster homes and nursing homes and homeless shelters for our people? And not only will we be helping our people, but we will be employing our people. Why do we need so many churches that preach the same damn thing? Y'all preach the same message, right? Why do you need the Church of God in Christ up here? Then you got the Church of God in Christ down there. Why do we do that? Why do we need 2 churches of God in Christ in our neighborhood? Why do we got the First Baptist Church over here and we got Second Baptist around the corner and they cousins of each other? We got Pentecostal church over there. We got a Pentecostal church over there, and they'll get together and they'll go to this meeting that they have, this national meeting. If you go to this national meeting of all of these churches, the Baptist National Convention, the Pentecostal National Convention, you will find that all of these people that you are united. But yet you got 5 different churches in the black community and no businesses. That makes no sense. You have 5 churches in a black community. When I was in Fort Worth, when I visited Fort Worth, Texas, they got a place called Stop 6. And I'm driving through Stop 6. And I said, damn, that's a church. Okay, fine. I said, damn, that's another church. I said, damn, I only drove. I didn't even make it off the street. I only went like 5 buildings and there was another church. Then I went another 5 buildings and there was a church on the other side. Then Stop 6 is not even that damn big. But in that radius, there was 30 churches. In that small radius that they call Stop 6, there's about 30 churches. Why do you need 30 churches in a damn small radius? And it's the poorest. So if you've been to Dallas, you know about Stop 6. It is the poorest part of Fort Worth. And it's like, why do you got all of these churches in this poor part of town? People's houses are falling apart. Some people are losing their houses because, like in every black community, gentrification is taking place. Gentrification is taking place. Stop 6 happens to be on the wrong side of Fort Worth. Stop 6 is close to downtown. So they want the downtown area back. Yeah, but it's close to downtown. They want it back. So they gentrifying it. Like every black community you go to, they're gentrifying it. They fixing things up. They fixing these houses up. They fixing up the area. And they pushing black people out. They pushing black people out. They pushing black people to the other side. They pushing black people to the other side. So the neighborhood you used to grow up in doesn't look like it used to grow in, like it used to. It don't look like it used to because they want it back because it's close to downtown. Exactly. Where are these churches at? Where are these churches? You know, the church can't speak out because the church is if the church speaks out, it would lose it would lose its exempt status. So a lot of preachers, they stay away from politics. Even though they see the neighborhood around them being gentrified, they don't speak out because they don't want to be taxed. Because they're afraid to lose their tax exemption. So they're not going to speak out. They're not going to say nothing because if I say something, the government is going to start taxing me. So I'm going to lose all of that free money. All of that free money. Exactly. They're in bed with the government. I'm going to lose all of that free money. So I'm not going to say nothing. Even though they go to the city hall. They go to the city hall. They know the mayor. They know what's going on. They're not going to say nothing. Because they don't want to lose that free money. That free tax-free money they get every Sunday. Tax-free money that they done had right. They done had 25 building funds. How many damn building funds do you have to have and you ain't fixed that damn building yet? You done had 20 building funds and you ain't fixed that damn building yet. That building looks the same as when you bought it. You done had a pastor and wife anniversary. You done had a first lady anniversary. You done had deacon's birthday. You done had a pastor's birthday. And what the hell are you doing with that damn money? Right. They going out and buying gators and new shoes. I went to a pastor's house. He was something big in the Church of God in Christ. And I went to his house. His bedroom, and I tell you no lie, his bedroom was bigger than my living room. As he toured me around the house, he took me in, he let me see his bedroom. That thing was bigger than my whole living room. His living room was bigger than my whole house. And I'm like, damn. He was like, yeah, he's something high up. He's very high up in the Church of God in Christ. And this is what y'all paying for. While most of your members live in the projects. Most of the members of the Church of God in Christ live in the projects. They live in the hood. But he lives among the rich people. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we're doing. We're paying for salvation while they live in salvation. They telling you to wait till God comes back for your salvation. But every day they live their salvation. They got a house bigger than yours. They not worried about the police. They're not worried about no thugs running up on them. As soon as the church is over, they get in their Cadillac and they leave the hood. They don't ever come back to the hood. They preach their sermon and they leave the hood. Rarely will you see any of them still living in the hood. You're supposed to be able to walk up to your pastor's house because your pastor is supposed to live among you. Didn't Jesus live among the people? So why aren't the pastors living among the people? Why are the pastors isolating themselves from the people? Right? Didn't Jesus say that a minister was a servant? So how can you serve if I can't get to you? You live miles away from me. So you don't live among the people. You come amongst the people on church day. And after church day, you leave and you go back to your comfortable house. And you and your wife and your kids, y'all live this nice life while half your congregation is poor. I know we laugh about South Africa, but it's happening in America too. South Africa got $1 million preachers. Nigeria got $1 million preachers while their congregation lives in shanty towns. But it's happening in America too. Our preachers, our pastors, our ministers, rabbis, imams, they live in nice houses while the congregation is poor. They don't deal with what you deal with. But yet, You still go to their church. TD Jakes live in a $2 million house. TD Jakes live in a $2 million. When I was in Dallas, I seen TD Jakes' church. That damn thing looks like a compound. TD Jakes got a $2 million house. And if you ever go to like South Dallas or Oak Cliff, these are where his people are coming from. South Dallas and Oak Cliff. These are the worst neighborhoods in Dallas. And these people are poor. And they're coming from these poor neighborhoods to support TD Jakes so much that he bought his daughter a $2 million house. And what is the deal with the nepotism in church? The Holy Spirit is now, you can inherit the Holy Spirit. So if I'm a preacher, my children are automatically going to be preachers. How did TD Jakes' daughter get to be a preacher? How does that work? How does that work? My daughter automatically gets to be a preacher. I thought you got to be called from God. That's what everyone told me all my life. You got to be called from God. So God now works in the same family. Everybody comes from the same family. Reverend Price's son is a preacher now. It's a family business to these people. It's the family business. That's what it is. Preaching is the family business. I'm going to teach you the family business. Because when I go, you got to keep conning the people. You got to. So they teach each other the family business. So they want to keep the $1 million houses in the family. You got all of these people in Dallas being gentrified, but TD Jakes and his daughter got 2 $5 million homes. And then if you go to the TD Jakes' church, they got a VIP entrance. Now check this out. They got a VIP entrance to his church. So God got VIPs. So you got the congregation, but then you got the VIPs. So they'll usher the VIPs in. But you got your congregation setting up here. Now you think that's bad. Reverend Price in LA, he puts all the fat people in the top. All the fat and unattractive people, if you go to Reverend Price's church, you'll be put in the back. And then they'll put all the attractive people up front. They don't want the fat and unattractive people seen on the camera. They want all the so-called attractive people. So your heart, which I thought God looked at, I didn't think God cared too much about your outer appearance. I didn't think, maybe God doesn't want you to be overweight, but that doesn't mean you're less of a servant to God. This is real. That doesn't mean you less of a servant to God because you're overweight. And how do you know just because someone is attractive that they really serving God? Just because someone got a six-pack or they got a nice tight body, that doesn't mean they serving God. How do you know a person's heart? Jesus ate with the prostitutes. Jesus ate with the homeless. Jesus ate with the downgrade of society. And here you calling yourself a man of Jesus, discriminating because someone is a little bit overweight. Someone isn't as attractive as you want them to be. So you don't want them on the camera. You just wanted to make it look like your church is glamorous. See, so you put the poor, the unattractive, the fat people in the back. So you got the people you want your church to look like new money because that's what you're trying to get. You Creflo Dollar. And I mess with Clef. I don't like Creflo Dollar, but at least he's truthful. At least be truthful about it. We just in it for the money. We just in it for the money. Joel Osteen, we just in it for the money. You know, these preachers living on islands. But they come and their congregation is poor. The Pope walking around in gold, got a gold helmet on. You're supposed to be vicegerent of God, but you don't help the poor, right? But you can't blame them. You got to blame the people. Because why do y'all keep falling for this stuff? Why do religion was only created to control the people. That's the only reason religion was created, to control the people. The only thing stopping revolution in this country is religion and the police. If it wasn't for religion, most people would rebel. But because they know that they can go to church every Sunday and they can control you, they'll tell you, be a good Christian, be a good Muslim, be a good Jew, because your reward will become after you die. Suffer in the name of the Lord. Suffer in Allah's name. Suffer in the name of the Torah. You're supposed to suffer. The master suffered, so you're supposed to suffer. So you will never fight for yourself. You never fight for yourself. That's how they controlled the slaves. They told the slaves, you will get your chicken when you die. You will get your chicken when you die. So the slaves were good slaves. They tried to get Nat Turner to run around and play and do a bunch of Bible verses. But Nat Turner didn't agree. And then he started a revolution. But Nat Turner used to go around preaching to slaves to be docile. He was preaching to slaves to be good slaves. And then something inside of him started to fight with himself. He started to fight with himself. And he said, I can no longer preach this. I can no longer preach turn the other cheek. If you get hit, turn the other cheek. If someone steals your coat, give it to him. Nat Turner said, I can't preach this no more, because the people who are telling me to preach this don't live this. So now he started preaching revolution. But this is how they control you. This is how they can control you. They read a bunch of Bible verses. So now you at home waiting for mystery bread. You at home waiting for mystery bread. Instead of getting off your ass and working. What Bob Marley say? Bob Marley said everyone thinks that great God is going to come from the sky, take away everything, and make everything all right. Preacher man, if you knew what life was worth, you would go for yours on earth. What Tupac say? The preacher want me killed because I know he a liar. Because most of them are lying. Most of them are lying. Most of them, all they do, get up there on Sunday morning and lie. Lie their asses off. Don't believe nothing they saying. They just lie. When did you have to go to school to preach? Most of them got to go to school. Most of them go to school and the school teaches them the verses to go out there and preach. And they teach them how to defeat the arguments. If someone comes up to you and say this, you say go to this verse right here. If someone says this, you go to this verse right here. They all trained to how to preach, and they trained on how to defeat arguments. So if they get an argument they can't defeat, they'll call someone. So-and-so said this. Okay. They done changed the Bible so many times, I don't even know why y'all believe in that damn thing. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing. I'm not trying to tell you not to believe in God. And look at what they say now. This is what Kirk Franklin said. Kirk Franklin said, you know, when they do dirt, they say, don't look at me, look at God. How the hell am I? You are supposed to be the spiritual leader. So when everything is good and you're not doing dirt, you want to be in control. But now that you done got caught doing dirt, now it's don't look at me, look at God. I thought you was the shepherd. Didn't God call you to be the shepherd? Make it make sense. God called you to be the shepherd. So you're supposed to lead the sheep. But you out here playing with the sheep. And now you telling everyone they should keep their eyes on God. Then why are you here? What the hell did he put you here for? What was you called to do? What was you called to do? Why did God call you? If I'm not supposed to look at you, you're supposed to be the example of God, but you out here falling short, right? Am I correct? Or am I wrong? Hold on one second. Now they're out here having pastor wars. Now they're out here having pastor wars. Every time you turn on your TikTok, it's another pastor fighting with another pastor. Why are y'all on social media fighting with each other? I gotta make my name, so I'm gonna take down Gino. I'm gonna take down TD Jakes. I'm gonna say something about Louis Farrakhan because I gotta get known. So now you're acting like the people in the streets. Why are we supposed to follow you and you're acting like the gangbangers in the streets? Why should someone believe you? Y'all gangbanging on social media against each other, suing each other. Instead of preaching, you got the Hebrew Israelites. They surround Geno Jennings Church. Why don't you go surround the Crips? Why don't you go surround the Bloods? Why don't you go surround the VDs and the Vice Lords and the Gangster Disciples and the BDs? Why don't you go surround them? Why did you pick to surround Geno Jennings Church? Why? Why? All this goddamn killing in the black community, and we are fighting, churches are fighting with each other. It shouldn't even matter what your religion is as a church in the black community. You should be saying, look, I don't care what you believe. We both believe in God. So we need to be out here in these streets trying to help our people. We got kids getting rammed in Philadelphia, of all places. 500 black youth was shot in Philadelphia. Shot and some died. And y'all surrounding Geno Jennings Church because y'all want to have a scripture war. You want to battle with the scriptures. Well, what about going down and witnessing to the gangs? Why do you care about Geno Jennings? And Geno Jennings, why do you care about TD Jakes? Why do you care what Louis Farrakhan is saying? Because they it's all ego. It's all ego. Ego. I got to be. No. What about putting the clean glass up against the dirty glass? If your way is right, then people will recognize it. You don't got to get on your podcast and put down another preacher, putting down Kirk Franklin. What's the brother in Atlanta who had the New Year's Eve celebration? Everyone was mad at him. He's not a real Christian. None of you are real Christians. Shut the hell up talking about who's a real Christian. None of y'all are real Christians. Jesus wasn't even a Christian. How the hell you gonna be a Christian and Jesus wasn't a Christian? Jesus didn't give you no religion. Jesus just told you to submit to God. That was the only religion you got. Ain't no religions. Your only religion is to submit to God. But we done gave them titles. We done split our whole damn community up over titles. And then we talking about the gangbangers. We talking about the gangbangers and we're gangbanging. Sunday is the biggest gangbanging, the biggest gang fight of all. The most segregated day in history in America is Sunday. The white people go to their church. Black people go to their church, and some black people go to this church over there. Black people, everyone. It's the most segregated day in America. It's the most segregated day. Asians go to their church. Hispanics go to their church. Instead of, if you want to talk about unity in America, start with Sunday. Start with Sunday. If we really want to talk about unity in America, start with Sunday. And I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about why don't they have the biggest multicultural service ever? Every city should have the biggest multicultural service where all the churches come together, regardless of their domination, regardless of their race, sex, and they have one big service. If you really want to talk about unity, until that happens, there will never be no unity in America. Until Sunday is not the most segregated day in America, there will never be no unity in America. Well, that's your problem, brother. I'm not a ninja. I'm a god. You call yourself a ninja. I'm a god. I'm not a ninja. I've never been a ninja. I've always been a god. Once you know yourself, you'll be yourself. If you keep calling yourself a ninja, you're going to be dead, because that stands for dead. I'm not dead. I'm alive. I'm a god. I would never refer to myself as a ninja or the word. That's why, I'm ending because I got to go. When if a white person was to call me the N-word, I wouldn't even care. I'd just walk away. Because black people call black people the damn word every day. If it meant that much to you, stop saying it to each other. If being called the N-word means that much to you, stop using it. But a white person call you the N-word, you ready to fight. You ready to fight. You ready to go to jail because you got to strike a blow for your people. You don't care about your people. Most of the people using the N-word are the people hurting their own people. Talking about you care for your people. You just wanted a reason to fight. You just wanted a reason to fight. That's the whole damn thing. But he was being racist. You being racist. The only people you kill is your people. You being racist. You a racist. KKK stands for Kings Killing Kings. That's what KKK stands for, Kings Killing Kings. Because no one's scared of nobody in no white sheet. We scared of people with starter caps, starter jackets, Nikes, and polo jeans, skinny jeans, underwear hanging off their ass, white t-shirts. That's who we scared of. That's why the KKK stands for Kings Killing Kings. Ain't nobody scared of nobody with no white sheet on no more. I'd rather take my chance with them. Take my chance with you. Talking about someone scared of the police. I'll be happy when I see the police. I'll tell you the truth. I don't even go out with it. I count the number of black people. And this is a damn shame. I count the number of young black people. When I go out somewhere, I look for everybody who's under 30. And if I see too many people under 30, I'll leave. And I'm sorry. That's what I do. When I go out, too many people under 30, too many black people under 30, I'm leaving. Because I already know what's going to happen. I know what they're about to do. I know what's going to happen, so I just leave. I'm not going to put myself in that position. Not going to put myself in that position. I know they're going to start fighting, and they barely can fight, so they're going to start shooting. So I'm leaving. I'm leaving before someone gets their shoes stepped on and it becomes a big deal. Someone says you looking at me. Someone sees someone who did something to them in grade school, and now they feel the need 30 years later to get them back. I'm leaving because someone might say, hey, so-and-so's at the party. Oh, yeah, he is? Okay, we'll be there in a minute. And you come through sliding on people. I'm leaving. It's a shame, but I don't like being around my own people. It's a shame. I don't. I don't like being around my own people. You make me nervous. You make me nervous. You make me nervous because I know y'all gonna do something stupid. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be scared of your own people. You should be wanting to be around your own people. But I know y'all gonna do something stupid. I don't want to be around you. I just stay in the house. I just stay in the house most of the time. I just stay in the house because I know y'all gonna mess it up. Y'all gonna mess it up. Y'all gonna get mad and mess it up. You're gonna mess it up. I already know. When I see you coming, I leave. Cap did himself dirty. Kaepernick did himself dirty. Yeah, it is sad, but it's true. It is sad. It's true. I do. I stay in the house. I try to come out of the house as less as possible because I know someone's going to do something stupid. Someone's going to do something stupid over something stupid. They said there was 2 men fighting in the Quick Stop over $5. They was throwing blows over $5. $5. If you need $5 that bad, you got other problems. You right? Like, if you need $5 to the point where you're going to throw blows with someone, you got other problems. You got other problems. If I loan you $5 and you don't pay me back, I just paid you money to stay away from me. That's all I did. I'm not about to come to blows with you over no damn $5. Because if we come to blows over $5, I got other problems I need to be worried about. If $5 is going to make or break you, you got other problems. You need to think about other things. I'm not about to come to blows with you over no damn $5. You can keep that $5. Keep it. And plus, I live by one rule. I don't loan money that I can't afford to lose. So if you come to me and you ask me for $5, I'm calculating in my mind, can I afford to lose this $5? And if I say I can't afford to lose this $5, I'm not giving it to you. So if I give away money, it's because I can afford to lose it. If I loan you money, I can afford to lose it. Because I might tell you, keep it. Hey, man, go and keep it. I don't need it. I'm not fighting you over no $5. I heard a dude in a rap song says, I don't care if you owe me $1. I'm going to get my money back. He said, I don't care if you owe me $1. You're going to kill someone over $1? I said, I can't. That's why I don't hang with young people. That's a crazy mentality. $1? You're going to red room somebody over $1. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison over $1. Not me, my man. This whole thing about you punking people, oh, he's trying to chump me off. I remember when I was in junior college, I told the guy, I said, hey, man, I'll give you my shoes. Just give me a couple of dollars for them. He go tell his friends he ain't giving me shit. I said, if someone came back and told me, I said, I don't care. They was old anyway. I'm not about to fight you over stupid shit. And then look, see, because things come back to you. When you do people dirty, things come back to you. That's why you always try to be on the up and up. The universe is bent on justice. And all I ask of the universe is, come back to me. Don't take my sins to my kids. Bring the sin back to me. But some of us are so ratchet, we're so dirty and ornery that the sin has to go to our kids. I was working as a counselor, and dude was one of my clients was a big time dope dealer back in the days. He came in crying one day. I said, what's wrong? They shot my son. They killed his son. All that dirt he did came back in the form of his son. So I just asked, that's all I asked the universe. I'm like, yo, Whatever I did, let me carry that weight. Don't put that weight on my children. Let me carry that weight. But some of us don't learn. Some of us just don't learn. The weight comes back to us and we don't learn. So the only way to get our attention is it goes to our children. Now we upset. Now we upset. Now we want to cry because now my son, my daughter is dead, or my son, my daughter's homeless, my son, my daughter's in prison for something I did. And we don't realize it. You know, everything comes back. Everything comes back. So sometimes it ain't even worth trying to get back at people. They're going to get it back. Sometimes it ain't worth. I ain't telling you to be no sucker, but I'm telling you to be smart about things. Some things ain't worth fighting over. If it took a pair of shoes to keep your ass away from me, let me know. I'll give you 2 more pairs of shoes. If that's what it took to get your ass away from me, I'll give you 2 more pair of shoes. If $5 is what it took to get your ass away from me, let me know. I'll give you 20. I will give you 20 if that's what's going to keep you away from me. Because if you do me wrong over something that's small, I don't want you around me. I don't want you around me. If you would do me wrong over something that small, I don't want you around me. Because what would you do for something larger? That's how you got to look at it. I'm not about to fight you over $1. You know you owe me $1 and you feel the need not to give me the $1. Fine, cool. Fine, it's cool. If it took $1 to get your evil ass away from me, you should have told me. I would have gave you 100. I'd have gave you $100. You would have said, hey, if you give me $1, I'm going to stay the hell away from you. I said, hey, man, take 99 more. Take 99 more. Get the hell away from me. Because peace is priceless. If you would do me wrong over something that small, I don't want you around me. My peace is priceless. So if it took $1 or $5 or a pair of shoes to get your ass away from me, it's all good with me. Because, like I said, if you would do me wrong over something that small, what would you do to me over something larger? What would you do to me over something larger? I don't want you around me. They don't. They don't. A lot of people don't understand this, and I got to go after this. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. You know, I mean, have you heard the story? There's a story of a frog who wanted to go across the river. So he jumped on the alligator's back. The alligator said, I'll take you across the river. He gets on the alligator's back. And as soon as they get halfway to the river, the alligator turns around and he's about to eat the frog. And he says, why are you going to do that? He said, you knew who I was when you got on my back. What the hell? You knew I eat frogs. Why would you get on my back? So when a person shows you who they are, believe them. That's who they are. People will come back after they did you wrong. They will come back and act like nothing happened. And you will start to believe them. And then they will do you wrong again. When they showed you, when they first did you wrong, that should have been the last time you dealt with them. So when they did you wrong the first time, that was on them. And when they did you wrong the second time, that was on you. Because they already did you wrong one time. Why'd you trust them again? People will come back to you. It happens all the time in relationships. Baby, I'm sorry. Nigga, if you hit me one time, that's how it is, you know. If a woman hits me one time, this shit's over with. This shit's over with. You trying to get me put in jail. If you call the cops on me one time, it's over with. You don't got to worry about me no more. I'm leaving. You trying to get me put in jail. My freedom's worth more than what's between your legs. That's how women should think. If a man hits them one time, Shit over with. I'm not about to stick around here and get hit no more. If you hit me one time, you probably hit me again. I'm not about to stick around here and get beat. Now you got women sticking around, getting their ass kicked because he said, and each time he kicks her ass, he comes back and says, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, baby. You know, I just got some problems. Yeah, you do. But here's the thing. You need to take care of them problems by yourself because I'm out of here. I'm gone. Once a person shows you who they are, man, you got to believe them, man. You got to believe them. You know, shit. Sorry ain't going to change the behavior. I can work with you on certain things. I can't work with you on other things, man. And I had to learn the hard way, too. I didn't get this way because I was born this way. I had to learn the hard way. Once a person shows you who they are, believe them. Do not ignore red flags. That's why people in these relationships crying, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, you knew, you just ignored it. There was signs that who that person was. You was just so in love. You wasn't so in love. You just wanted to be in love so bad. You just had to have you a mate. And you ignored all them red flags. Now you on TikTok talking about who the fuck did I marry. You know who you married. Talking about, now you're doing a 10-part series on TikTok talking about who the fuck did I marry. You know who the hell you married. You just ignored the red flags. You just wanted to be in love so bad. You just wanted to have you a mate. You just wanted to have you a man. And all along, he was showing you who the hell he was, and you just ignored it. And now you're on here crying, and you got all these other women who ignored the red flags on here. You go, girl. You go, girl. You telling the truth. While women who didn't ignore the red flags are looking at you like you a damn fool. Look at this fool on here telling her life story. She's a damn fool. She know damn well she knew that man wasn't no good when she met him. Shit, just take your man to, well, I would say take your man. Back in the days, you could take your man to your mama or your grandmama, and your grandmama would tell you, like, baby, that man no good. But nowadays, you can't do that. Nowadays, grandma, shit, you leave your man around your grandma's trying to jump on him. All right, Joe.